I want you to think about something for just a second. What did you eat this morning? Or what did you almost eat right before your tremors felt the worst? Because here is what most people with Parkinson's don't know. What you put in your body within that very first hour of waking up can either calm your nervous system down or send it into overdrive. And the difference between those two things can show up in your hands, your arms, and your balance within 30 minutes or less. I am going to walk you through a complete morning routine today, step by step, that combines the right movement, the right breathing, and the right foods to help your body start the day in the calmest, most controlled state possible. This is not complicated. You do not need a gym. You do not need any equipment. You just need about 20 minutes and the willingness to try something that has helped thousands of people living with Parkinson's feel noticeably better before they even finish breakfast. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you are going to have a complete morning plan you can start using tomorrow. Let's start with something really important that most people overlook completely. When you first wake up in the morning, your body is in a kind of transition state. Your muscles have been still for hours. Your nervous system is just starting to come back online. And for someone living with Parkinson's, this transition period is actually when you are most vulnerable to stiffness, to rigidity, and to tremors that feel hard to control. Here is why. Parkinson's affects the part of your brain that produces dopamine, the chemical your nervous system uses to send smooth, coordinated signals to your muscles. When dopamine levels are low, which they often are first thing in the morning before your medication is fully kicked in, your muscles get confused. They receive mixed signals. And that is what causes tremors to feel worse in the morning than at any other time of day. Now, here is the good news. You cannot change what Parkinson's does to your dopamine system, but you absolutely can change how your body responds to it during those first 30 minutes.
The right movement, the right breathing, and the right food choices can actually support your nervous system and help it function more smoothly, even before your medication reaches its full effect. Think of it like warming up an engine before a long drive. You would not just start a cold engine and immediately push it hard. You give it a moment. You let it warm up gradually. That is exactly what this morning routine does for your body and your brain. By the way, I am curious. What time do you usually wake up? And do your tremors tend to be worse in the morning or later in the day? Drop that in the comments below. It really helps to understand what others are going through.
Okay, I promised you we would talk about food. And I want to come back to that because it is more important than most people realize. Before you do anything else in the morning, what you choose to eat or drink can set the tone for how your entire nervous system behaves for the next several hours. Let's start with what to avoid. The number one thing that can make morning tremors worse is a blood sugar spike. When you eat something high in sugar or simple carbohydrates first thing in the morning, things like sweetened cereals, white toast with jam, pastries, or even a large glass of fruit juice, your blood sugar shoots up fast and then crashes just as quickly. That crash triggers stress hormones in your body, and those stress hormones make your muscles tense up and make tremors significantly harder to control. Caffeine is another one to be careful with. A small amount of coffee or tea is usually fine for most people, and some research actually suggests mild caffeine may even help with motor control in certain individuals.
But drinking a large, strong coffee on an empty stomach can overstimulate your nervous system and make tremors feel much worse. If coffee is part of your morning, try having it with a little food first, and keep the amount moderate.
Also, if you take levodopa or any medication that contains it, be aware that high-protein foods eaten at the same time can interfere with how well your medication is absorbed. Protein and levodopa compete to get into your brain, so many doctors recommend taking levodopa about 30 to 45 minutes before a protein-rich meal, rather than with it. Always check with your own doctor about the timing that works best for you. Now, what should you eat? The best breakfast choices for someone with Parkinson's are foods that provide steady, slow-releasing energy without spiking your blood sugar. Think oatmeal with a small handful of berries, a boiled egg with whole grain toast, a banana with a tablespoon of nut butter. These foods give your brain and muscles the fuel they need without triggering that stress response. And one more thing. Start your morning with a glass of water before anything else. Even mild dehydration can make tremors and muscle rigidity noticeably worse. Your brain is about 75% water, and it needs to be properly hydrated to send clear signals to your muscles. A simple glass of water first thing in the morning is one of the easiest and most underrated things you can do for your nervous system. All right, now let's get into the actual routine. And I want to start with stretching, because this is the very first thing your body needs after lying still all night. Morning stiffness in Parkinson's is real, and it can be intense. Your muscles feel tight, your joints feel locked, and moving can feel like everything is working against you. But gentle, deliberate stretching done correctly can begin releasing that tension within just a few minutes. The first stretch I want you to do can be done while you are still in bed, which makes it perfect for those mornings when getting up feels especially difficult. It is called the full body stretch. Lie flat on your back, reach both arms above your head as far as comfortable, and at the same time, point your toes down toward the foot of the bed. Hold that position for 5 seconds, breathing slowly. Then release completely and let your whole body go soft. Repeat this 3 times. What this does is activate the full length of your spine, wake up the muscles along your back and shoulders, and begin signaling to your nervous system that it is time to move. Many people find this alone reduces that heavy, locked feeling significantly. The second stretch focuses on your hands and wrists, which for many people with Parkinson's are where tremors are most visible and most frustrating. Sit up comfortably, either on the edge of your bed or in a chair. Hold both hands out in front of you, with your palms facing down. Slowly spread your fingers as wide as they will go, like you are reaching for something just out of reach. Hold for 5 seconds. Then close your hands gently into soft fists. Hold for 5 seconds. Open again. Do this 10 times, slowly and with intention. This exercise does something very specific. It sends deliberate, controlled signals through the small nerves and muscles of your hands, which helps override the irregular signals that cause tremors. Think of it as gently correcting the communication between your brain and your fingers. The third stretch is for your neck and shoulders, where Parkinson's often causes significant rigidity that affects posture and balance. Sit tall in your chair. Very slowly, tilt your head toward your right shoulder, not forcing it, just letting it drop gently. Hold for 10 seconds and breathe. Come back to center. Now tilt to the left and hold again. Then, with your chin slightly tucked, gently rotate your head to the right as if looking over your shoulder. Hold. Return to center. Rotate left. Do this whole sequence twice through. This releases tension in the muscles that connect your neck to your upper back and can make a dramatic difference in how freely your upper body moves for the rest of the morning. Have you tried stretching as part of your Parkinson's routine before? Let me know in the comments. And if there is a stretch that has worked particularly well for you, please share it. Your experience might help someone else watching this right now. Now we come to the core of this morning routine. The movement exercise that research and clinical experience consistently point to as one of the most effective tools for reducing tremor intensity in people with Parkinson's. And I think you might be surprised by what it is. It is not a complicated exercise. It does not require special equipment or a lot of space. In fact, it is something your body already knows how to do. It is intentional, rhythmic walking. But not just any walking. Walking with a specific focus and a specific rhythm that engages your brain in a way that regular walking does not. Here is how to do it. Find a safe, clear space in your home. A hallway, a living room, anywhere you have about 10 to 15 feet to walk in a straight line. If you need a cane or a walker for safety, absolutely use it. Stand tall, with your chin slightly lifted and your shoulders gently back. Now, before you take your first step, I want you to count out loud, or just in your head if you prefer. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep that rhythm steady in your mind like a slow, steady drum beat. Now begin walking to that count. Step with your right foot on 1, step with your left foot on 2. Continue. 1, 2, 3, 4. Making each step deliberate and controlled. Focus on landing your heel first, then rolling through to your toes. Swing your arms gently as you walk, letting them move in opposition to your feet. Right arm forward when left foot steps, left arm forward when right foot steps. Walk for about 2 minutes at this pace. Turn around carefully and walk back. Do this for a total of 10 minutes. Why does this work so well? Because rhythmic movement that follows a regular, predictable beat, activates a part of your brain called the basal ganglia through an alternate pathway that does not rely as heavily on the dopamine system that Parkinson's damages. Your brain can essentially borrow this alternate route to send smoother, more coordinated signals to your muscles. The counting, the rhythm, the deliberate arm swing, all of these are cues that help your nervous system organize its signals more effectively. Some people find it even more effective to walk to music with a clear, steady beat, something with a tempo of around 90 to 100 beats per minute tends to work particularly well for most people. If music helps you stay in rhythm and makes the exercise more enjoyable, absolutely use it. The goal is that steady, predictable rhythm that your brain can latch onto and use as a guide. After 10 minutes of this rhythmic walking, most people notice something. Their tremors have either reduced noticeably, or the tremors that remain feel less intense and easier to manage. This is not a coincidence. This is your brain using that alternate pathway more effectively. And the more consistently you practice it, the better it tends to work over time. After your movement exercise, your body is warm, your muscles are more awake, and your nervous system has been stimulated in a positive way. Now is the perfect time to do something that many people underestimate completely, and that is deliberate, controlled breathing. Now I know, breathing sounds almost too simple to be meaningful, but I want to explain something to you. Your nervous system has two modes. One is called the sympathetic mode. That is your fight or flight response. When you are in this mode, your muscles are tense, your heart rate is elevated, and your body is essentially on high alert. Tremors tend to be significantly worse when your nervous system is stuck in this mode. The other mode is called the parasympathetic mode. That is your rest and digest response. When you are in this mode, your muscles are more relaxed, your heart rate slows, and your body feels calmer and more in control. This is the mode where tremors tend to be less intense. Here is the remarkable thing. Controlled breathing is one of the fastest, most direct ways to shift your nervous system from the first mode to the second. And the specific technique I am going to share with you is called box breathing, and it is used by everyone from cardiac rehabilitation patients to high-performance athletes, specifically because of how effectively it calms the nervous system. Here is how it works. Sit comfortably with your back supported. Rest your hands gently on your thighs. Close your eyes if you are comfortable doing so. Now, breathe in through your nose slowly while counting to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath gently for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out slowly through your mouth for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then hold again at the bottom for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is one full cycle. Repeat this cycle for 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. And while you are doing it, try to keep your attention focused on the counting and on the sensation of your breath moving in and out. If your mind wanders, and it will, especially at first, gently bring it back to the count. That gentle act of refocusing is itself part of what makes this practice so effective. What you are doing during those 5 minutes is activating your vagus nerve, a major nerve that runs from your brain down through your chest and abdomen and plays a central role in regulating your heart rate, your stress response, and your muscle tension. When you breathe slowly and deliberately, you stimulate this nerve in a way that sends a calming signal throughout your entire body, including to the muscles that are trembling. Many people who do this consistently report that within just a few days of practice, they notice a meaningful reduction in how much anxiety they carry throughout the day. And as that anxiety decreases, their tremors often decrease with it. Stress and anxiety do not cause Parkinson's, but they absolutely make the symptoms harder to manage. This breathing practice addresses that directly. If you have never tried controlled breathing before and you are skeptical, I completely understand. All I ask is that you try it for 5 days, just 5 minutes each morning after your movement exercise, and then pay attention to how you feel. I think you will be surprised. Now, I want to bring everything together for you so that you have a clear, complete picture of what this morning routine looks like from start to finish. Because I want you to be able to wake up tomorrow and actually do this, not just think about it. The moment you wake up, even before you get out of bed, drink a glass of water. Keep one on your nightstand the night before if you can. This simple habit hydrates your brain and your muscles immediately, and it sets a positive tone for everything that follows. While you are still in bed, do the full body stretch 3 times. Reach your arms up, point your toes down, breathe, Hold for 5 seconds and release. This takes less than 2 minutes and begins waking up your muscles gently before you even ask them to support your weight. Sit up on the edge of your bed and do your hand and wrist exercises, spreading and closing your fingers 10 times, slowly. Then move into your neck and shoulder stretches, going through that sequence twice. Take your time. There is no rush. This is your morning, and these 5 to 7 minutes are entirely for you. Next, have a small, steady breakfast. Something like oatmeal with berries, or a banana with nut butter, timed appropriately around any medications you take. If you are unsure about timing with your specific medications, that is absolutely a conversation to have with your neurologist or doctor.
They can give you the most personalized guidance for your situation. After breakfast, do your 10 minutes of rhythmic walking. Find your rhythm, 1, 2, 3, 4, and walk with intention, with your head up and your arms swinging. If you enjoy music, put on something with a clear, steady beat and let it guide you. This is the heart of the routine, and it is where many people feel the most noticeable shift in how their body responds. Finally, sit down somewhere comfortable and do 5 minutes of box breathing. In for 4, hold for 4. Out for 4, hold for 4. 5 minutes is all it takes. Let your nervous system settle. Let your body find its calm. And then go about your morning, knowing that you have given your body and your brain the very best possible start. The whole routine, from the stretches to the walking to the breathing, takes about 20 to 25 minutes. That is it. 20 to 25 minutes that could meaningfully change how you feel for the entire rest of your day. I want to say something to you directly before we finish. Living with Parkinson's is not easy. And if you are watching this, there is a good chance you have had mornings that felt discouraging. Mornings where your body did not cooperate the way you wanted it to, where the tremors were difficult to manage, and where you wondered how long you could keep doing this. I hear you. And I want you to know that what you are doing right now, looking for information, trying to understand how to help yourself, that matters. That is not a small thing. That is courage. This routine is not a cure. Parkinson's is a progressive condition, and it requires ongoing medical care, the right medications, and a good support system. But what exercise, breathing, and smart nutrition can do is genuinely meaningful. Study after study has shown that consistent physical activity slows the progression of Parkinson's symptoms, improves balance and coordination, reduces fall risk, and improves mood and cognitive function. These are not small benefits. These are life-changing benefits. The key word is consistent. One morning of this routine will give you a better morning. 20 mornings of this routine can begin to change your baseline, the level at which your body operates day to day. The nervous system responds to practice. The more you give it clear, rhythmic, intentional movement, the better it gets at using it. A few practical tips to help you stay consistent. Keep your routine at the same time every morning. Your body responds well to routine and begins to anticipate and prepare for what is coming. If you have a spouse, a family member, or a caregiver who could join you for even part of the routine, that social connection and accountability makes it much easier to stick with. And on mornings where you genuinely cannot do the full routine, because there will be those mornings, do what you can. Even 5 minutes of gentle stretching and a glass of water is better than nothing, and doing something is always better than giving up entirely. Also, please keep your doctor informed about any new exercise routine you are starting.
This is especially important if you have any heart conditions, balance problems, or if your Parkinson's is at an advanced stage. Your medical team can help you modify any part of this routine to make it safer and more effective for your specific situation. What works beautifully for one person may need to be adjusted for another, and that is completely okay. Is there someone in your life, a spouse, a parent, a friend, who is living with Parkinson's and who might benefit from this routine? If so, please share this video with them. Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do for someone we love is simply hand them information that might make their day a little easier.
So let's recap what we have covered today. We talked about why those first 30 minutes after you wake up are so critical for your nervous system and your tremors. We talked about what to eat and what to avoid to give your body the steadiest, calmest foundation for the day ahead. We went through 3 gentle stretches designed specifically to reduce morning stiffness and begin waking up your muscles safely. We covered the rhythmic walking exercise, the #1 movement practice for calming tremors, and why it works by activating an alternate brain pathway that bypasses some of the damage that Parkinson's causes. And we finished with the box breathing technique that helps shift your entire nervous system into a calmer, more controlled state. 20 to 25 minutes every morning. That is your routine. And if you commit to it, truly commit to it, there is a very real chance that a month from now, you will look back and be genuinely surprised by how much better your mornings feel. Before you go, I would love to hear from you. Are you going to try this routine tomorrow morning? Which part are you most curious about? The movement, the breathing, or the food tips? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one, and your feedback genuinely shapes the content we make. Take care of yourself. Give this routine a try tomorrow morning. And remember, every single morning that you show up for yourself, you are doing something powerful. We will see you in the next video.